Do you constantly feel like you can never catch up on your to-do list? Do you always rush from one event to another and are constantly late? How is it possible that nowadays, with more tools and calendars and whatsoever, we still manage to overlap and overbook with our appointments? This has happened to me a lot. For the longest time in my life, I was crowned the queen of being late. Okay, disclaimer. As a perfectionist and someone who takes pride in being very respectful for others, I wasn't proud. It wasn't a very nice feeling. I was constantly very apologetic about being late. But don't you worry, my ladies and gentlemen. The former queen of being late, overworked, overwhelmed, with no life, has now turned into the queen of being on time and efficiency. And in a second, I'm going to share with you all the principles, tools, and time management tips that I use to make the change. But first, have you subscribed to my channel? Have you really? If you haven't, please subscribe to my channel now, and I guarantee I will make your time worth. Just a few years ago, I was working 13-14 hours, running my 6-figure marketing agency, until I had my stomach ulcers and my health plummeted. I was really unhappy. I was not able to see my friends. I couldn't attend my friend's birthday. And I was wondering, how can people manage multiple businesses while still manage to have time to work out, meet their friends, form meaningful relationship, and do all the hobbies that they like? I found out 4 principles that I found really useful in time management that helped me up my game. In under a few years' time, I still managed to run and grow my marketing agency, and I opened a second consultancy firm and managed to work around 4 to 6 hours a day. So what changed? Well, I think we all agree here. Time is the only inventory in life that we cannot get back. The 4 principles are time audit, delete, leverage priority, and finally, go for it. Before I get into this session, I have an important mindset to share. That is, we are in full control of our own time. If we don't do something that we want to achieve our goal in the long run, that is because it's not a priority for us. It's perhaps we value the momentary pleasure or comfort that we have. We decide that over what we have to do. So if you're on the same page with me and want to get more done, I would suggest running a time audit. So what's a time audit? So basically you list everything out you have to do the next week and then time it. And you can use tools like Toggl to record everything, to get everything timed. See where you spend your time on each of the small items. So here is a template that I've created for myself where I've listed out everything that I have to do to avoid having my to-do list all over the places. The second step is delete. My biggest advice for deleting is to let go of a perfectionist mindset, to have to get everything right before doing something. So for example, if my goal is to get my message out to help people level up in my YouTube channel 2 times a month, and I still have 2 jobs, I'll have to let go of getting my makeup and hair perfectly done or finding the nicest backdrop before I actually do it. Anything that does not move your goal forward, I have to cut down. For example, networking. I used to be someone that thinks that I have to treasure every opportunity that comes to me, that I wanted to meet more people. But nowadays, as I'm getting older, more opportunities are coming my way. I'll actively think that, does this move my goal forward? Do I have to know all these people? If it's not a hell yeah, then I would say no. Bye. And the third important thing is the significance of this task. How long is it going to matter? I think we all have this experience. Say some people ask you a question on WhatsApp. If you don't reply right away, someone will answer it or they will figure it out themselves. So in a way, we don't have to constantly be on our WhatsApp or checking our email. Even we have a strong urge to reply everything right away. The last point about deleting is, can I delegate someone else to do it at a cheaper cost than I do it? I'll give you a very extreme example. So when I start taking consultancy job, I have to spend full time when I set up a second agency. So how can I still manage my marketing agency? The trick is basically I found a new partner and I sold half of my company to him. The thing is, the profit that I let go actually turned out to generate more income. So that's how extreme. I delete things on my list and I delegate. The third important principle is to plan with leverage priority in mind. So as an entrepreneur, my biggest task is to solve problems and turn a profit for my company. So basically, every day I have to make decisions and solve problems. Two key things to making a quick decision is that what are the consequences if I don't do it, and what are the benefits if I do it. The second thing would be how much time does it take? The second important point is leverage priority. So when you're deciding whether or not to do something, try to think about if there's one thing that if you do it, it will make you faster to do the rest of the things on your list. For example, creating a template for all the emails and standard replies that I have to draft. That is not directly something you have to do, but then in doing so, I will be answering every inquiries much faster. So think about the concept of ROTI, the return on time invested. If I can get a strong return for the 30 minutes that I invest now, I'll make the time, I'll block my calendar to do it. So in this tool that I have, so in this template that I've created, you can like freely move things around according to your own priority, move things up and down. And most importantly, as you plan, because you already know how much time you need to spend realistically on each task, because I assumed you have run your time audit. So you have to estimate how much time you need for each task. That is very important because that will give you a very good picture of what exactly is on your plate. So your plate wouldn't overflow like I did at some point, that I thought I have more time than I actually has. So I wouldn't recommend planning more than 30 hours of work each day because life happens and ad hoc things come up, right? Another tip is always plan the happy things first. Another example of leverage priority that I have, it's quite interesting. I think to me, working out is actually a leverage priority because by doing so, it enabled me to be more energetic, productive, and focused. It also released my stress. So I always block my calendars for time where I have to work out. So I ensure that my time is protected, that I'll spend time to take care of myself. And then in that sense, I will be more energetic, happy, and focused when I'm doing my tasks. And the magic of this calendar that I've created for you is that if we have our to-do list and calendar in two separate places, often something got lost and we also double our time doing it. So my template is killing two birds in one stone. I want this all be done in one sheet. So I really love the template I have created and I've been using it for 9 months now. So the last point is going for it. That means executing the things that you've planned. It's not always the easiest step. I think the biggest thing that I have learned that really wake me up from the midst of being late is that try to control the things that you can. I used to have a very bad anxiety and sleeping problem, so I would always give myself an excuse that, oh, I didn't sleep enough, that's why I wanted to sleep more in the morning, I couldn't wake up, that's why I'm late. But like after I have this mindset of controlling the things that you can, for example, simple things like waking up is something that is totally in my control. So once I decide on that, I wanted to be able to do the things that are within my control well. Things just fall into place. Because I consistently wake up on time, I begin to sleep better. I think that is a very important mindset. Another trick that I learned is when you start think of excuse, perhaps had a headache, you're not feeling the best, you have a big pimple, you don't want to get on with your day, count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just like get up and get it done. get the momentum, and then you get into the flow, and you will trick your brain into actually wanting to finish the task that you just started. And I also feel a strong sense of satisfaction when I tick and check off my to-do list. I think it's the best. That's why in my template that I created for myself, I also have this checkbox here. So with the tools and tips and principles that I shared, I hope you have a better week ahead with planning, managing your time, and actually get things done and get the time back for doing what you love. So if you like what I shared, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like my videos. Comment below and tell me what struggles do you have when you manage your time.